So we've literally just come off the old telly track, and I felt a little clunk in the steering wheel. Thought it might have been something out of Nolan's that ended up happening, but just found as I looked down the steering wheel as we went to pull up, that has actually loosened itself completely off there. We've almost lost the steering wheel, and the horn decided to fall out at the same time. Exciting corrugations.
Yoo-hoo! Crossing the Jardine.
Now I'm on a ferry that I can't hear a fucking thing. That's all right, I can hear you a little bit. Wait, give me 5 seconds, I'll fly the other side and I'll get it. Yeah, I'm driving, yeah.
The next day.
Yeah, go. You can see Dad's, if you keep going at that, that's good. Yeah! As that sign says right there, Tassie to the tip. And we made it.
No!
We're in the car park. And the HQ is here as well. Now we're gonna go get a beer and we're gonna head out and get a photo. Holy shit. We actually made it. Oh, Thomas. As if you don't bring the HQ down here for a photo.
I should. I mean, you can.
We got snash straps. Hey Dad. Fell in the hole.
I did four-wheel drive. Didn't spill the beer.
Need to lock the hubs in.
Because it's not open.
Not that I had doubt that we weren't going to make it, but we've just taken cars that have...
Made it, boys.
Boys. Cheers.
All the way from the tip. HQ and left HA45 all the way to the tip.
So we're at Loyalty Beach and the engine bay and hood is open on the HQ. What's happened, Thomas?
I took it through a creek crossing yesterday and blew the manifold gasket right out. So just going to have to silicone it back up because obviously you can't get any parts up here because there's nowhere to get parts.
Well, the closest one's probably Cairns, which unfortunately is probably 2 or 3 days away to get to that. So we've been told by a couple of mechanics, and luckily one of our sponsors, Premier Motors, Pete, shout out, recommends we give the silicone a trick and hopefully just get us back to civilization.
Yep, it'll work a treat.
I'm going to do a bit of time lapse of this pure magician at his work with Bundy canned in hand, ready to go. At 11 o'clock in the morning as well, lad?
Yeah, yeah.
Real trooper.
Real alcoholic.
Real Queenslander.
Also, we were obviously on the old telly track while Tom pulled up at Loyalty Beach for a couple of days before us, and got a message. Where did you get the message from, Tom, or who was the message from?
Oh, I put some photos up on one of the HQ owners pages on Facebook, and one of the fellas that was in that page was one of the editors from Street Machines, and he gave me a message and wanted to give me a phone call so they could do a bit of a write-up online about it. So yeah.
So there's been a
Street Machines.
Yeah, full write-up on obviously Cape Cuey and about Tom's adventures, and also obviously with us tagging along with Tom's trip. In-house joke at this point in time, but also they've plugged obviously the charity at the same time as well, so hopefully that adds to it at the same time. But if you want to go and have a bit of a read, I'm sure Dad'll add the link into it on this on the YouTube channel.
The next day.
Camp dog, chilling out, not phased at all. Dad's decided while Tom's going to be doing that, we'll do some maintenance. What happened, Dad, as we went through Nolan's?
Well, I'm thinking about getting some Mexican fighting fish, because Nolan's has left a nice little puddle in both headlights here. Quite surprising really, because the water was just lapping at the top of the bonnet. So I mean, they're not sealed, they're not the old seal beams, so I've upgraded these to LEDs, so I knew that was going to be a bit of a weak point for getting water in, but that's okay, the LEDs are fine. I'll just drain the water out, let them dry out, and Bob's your auntie.
Do you reckon this is probably one of the nicest places you've had to work on a car before?
Yeah, it's up there. I'm thinking probably the nicest.
Very good. Other than that, truck's going awesome.
Oh, we did have to do a little bit of more maintenance yesterday. One of the bolts holding the tray to the chassis had actually fallen out, so luckily I'd brought a few extra big bolts with me. And sure enough, all the rest of them were loosening off pretty quickly. I did lose two de-shackled yesterday. I stupidly forgot to lock wire or put a zip tie on the front, and the corrugations on the way up to the tip were really bad. So I've lost 2 de-shackles, so I'm down 40 bucks, 50 bucks in de-shackles. Oh well.
All part of it. Truck is actually starting to look like it's actually done some work with a bit of red dust on it, but still surprisingly is fairly clean.
Like it did when it left Tassie.
High lift jack got a use yesterday, and surprisingly it wasn't on the old telly. It was actually used to lift the tray up while Dad put a new bolt into it. Yesterday, how generous did we have some people here yesterday, Dad, with some...
Oh mate, this is typical when you're on the road. A lot of the big city attitude, there's still a few around, but 99% of people lose the big city attitude of all about me, and they remember that we're Aussies and we actually look after each other. And so we had some great people help us out yesterday with bits and pieces. Our good mate Pete that just sourced the silicon for Tom, he's lent us an extension lead, because I did bring my my charger, but the lithium's not coping, or more to the point, the old truck's not coping very well with keeping the lithium charged, especially on these short runs. So so we've got it on charge at the moment, give the lithium a really good charge, and that'll keep the fridge cold and the beer cold.
Met a couple of ex-veterans as well that have served for many years, and generosity, that was just unbelievable what they donated to the cause that obviously we're going with young veterans, and probably hits home for them a little bit too, but the age that they've been in there, and Dad had a really good chat with him for sure. Yep. So but yeah, you just can't believe it. It's just everywhere you go, people are just willing to help. They see a cause and they think, oh, you know, it's cost them so much money, and like it's cost us, it's a lot of money to be here, but people are still willing to donate. It's
that's
ridiculous.
Right. That's exactly right, 100%.
It's awesome to hear. So yep. Pretty cruisy day today, just sorting some stuff out. We'll get Tom's car back on the road and hopefully that'll all work. And then we can start to, or tomorrow we're heading over to doing a 3-island tour with Dave at Cape Adventures, and we're going to Horn Island, Rocco Island and Thursday Island, so that's gonna be pretty cool. I've been the camp cook for this time because obviously I'm not very mechanical savvy. I'll give it a good banter, but I've kept all the boys fed, and today we've got sausages and bread for lunch. What's going on here, Thomas?
Oh, just the day we've got to go back home, and someone doesn't want to go home.
Natasha, not even the HQ this time, which the HQ's broken down many times on this trip. Nah, it's a joke, I'm just giving you a bit of a thing. What happened, Dad? We're up at 6 o'clock, ready to go.
Ready to go at 7, and the bloody thing wouldn't start. And I thought, oh, flat battery? No, battery's fine. Starter motor? Starter motor. Full of water. It's going. So hopefully we'll get it back in and she'll start.
Joys of a new car though, everything is here or under there and accessible, so we should have this back in a matter of no time. Pulled up for lunch, and what did you find, Tom, when we pulled up for lunch?
Oh, the old wheels Pete Murray than it was.
Bit of a touch up.
Seen better days.
What is it? Pete Murray.
Pete Murray. Seen better days.
Okay, so now you're going to run, looks like the Kingswoods stocky.
It is.
With white walls.
White wall paint.
Tough.
Style.
Excellent. So there's one thing about us greys is when we say we're going to car wash something and we're just going to wash the drums out, and then we end up full on washing the truck. We couldn't even leave red dust on to get back to Wangaratta. She looked after us, so I think she prefers to be clean. Man, there's red dust everywhere, but looking better already.
The next day.
So, we're pulled over on the side of the road, got up going early this morning from Pinnarendi Station. A beautiful spot last night, wasn't it? Fantastic. We've got a new addition. Do you want to talk about the new addition that we've got, Dad? Or lack of?
Air conditioning. Just as we're getting out of the tropics and we don't need air conditioning anymore, now we have air conditioning. A giant wedgie took off in front of us and went the wrong way and straight into right in front of me right here.
Got heaps of photos to show. We just didn't want to get the camera while everything was a bit shitty of a moment then, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh well, back on the road. Hopefully we can get one long reach. We've got our sunnies on, so hopefully there's no rain coming. There's no way you're going to hear any of that because of the wind noise.
48 hours later.
I think we should have hooked the heater up.
It's bloody crazy. Can't even work out what temperature it is because we've got no reception, but it is cold.
Much later.